Sometimes getting the carpet out is exciting. Finally, today's the day. We're getting the engine out.
But wait.
I had a 73 crew cab, single wheel, and I pulled the carpet out of it to replace it, and I found 2 build sheets under the carpet. So it was really exciting because I never found one before. Full disclaimer, I have had the carpet up over here. It's not pretty. I had it up because I was having issues getting one of the cab mount bolts out when I replaced the cab bushings, and I pulled it up wondering if I could see the nut on the other side, and something's been leaking over here for a very long time. The carpet was wet. Well, the carpet wasn't wet, but the padding was. So we got some pretty bad surface rust over here, so we're gonna have to treat that. It's not through, a couple small pinholes. I don't want to get crazy with it. The bottom side, you can't even tell. There's like 1 or 2 very tiny pinholes. And you can't even tell that they're pinholes, except for the fact that I know they're pinholes because of the top condition. So this is original carpet in here. And I know that because there's a tag on it that is dated. It's in extremely good shape, as you probably saw how excited I was in the intro video that it actually had good carpet. But the whole reason for this, 2 things. We got to get the high hump 4-wheel drive trans tunnel in here so we can fit the T56. Second thing is we're putting in the Level 7 Motorsports pedal assembly, so clutch, brake, and I need to drop the column, which means I need to pull some crap off the firewall. It's just getting way out of hand and more stressful. So to get some of the screws to get the column out, I have to pull the padding off, which means I have to take some wiring out. So then do we replace the wiring because we're not using most of it? I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I do know the interior's got to come out, the column out, and then the pedals out after the column comes out. So here we go, I guess. We're gonna take this carpet out. Hey. Been looking for that. All right, build sheet would be exciting. No build sheet. You know what? My other one was underneath this padding. Dang it, not under there. This is the problem child side. That side of the floor is ridiculously clean. I don't know what was leaking over here, if it was the AC condenser or unit, whatever's under the dash, the AC, or if it's the windshield. We've deleted the AC since, because we're gonna put in vintage air, because we ain't got room for the factory one. The floor is still solid, it's just crusty. Oh, hey, need this. I mean, this side is extremely clean. No build sheet, dang it. I bet it was underneath the seat, which is over there. Just been recovered. There is some remnants of paper. Couldn't just be a sticker though. This is extremely clean. Over here is where the problem is. So let's throw this crap out of the way. Still got some residual stuff in here. I don't know what I'm gonna put down in here because we're still gonna street drive it. You know, I don't want 100 pounds of insulation. Oh, okay. So here is the problem side. I'm guessing because all this padding was wet the time that I had taken it out to investigate. I'm thinking the AC, I don't know what it is, condenser, evaporator? I don't know. It's the AC stuff was trickling down here. This is all good. So we'll just have to clean this up, put some rust encapsulator on it, maybe some Por 15. Get some of this flaking off. That's super unfortunate because this truck is a super clean truck. It's kind of going to be a pain in the butt to cut that out. Not a pain in the butt, but you know, cutting up a perfectly good truck. All right, so this, actually I think it's our trans tunnel. I don't know, I've got so many AMD boxes around here. So I've never done a square body, but I have done the 67 to 72 trucks, and it's super easy. Hoping this is the same. This is in fact trans tunnel. First difference I see already is that there's no mounting holes. It isn't a huge deal, but the 67 to 72 trucks, I mean, it has a flange on it that is like bolt on, like it's meant to be bolted on. I guess I'm not sure. I don't remember on my four-wheel drive one if it was bolt-in. I think they're bolt-in. So, you know what? I don't think this is an actual four-wheel drive trans tunnel. I think this is meant for the T56 swap because it's got to go back farther. Don't quote me on that, but maybe that's what I bought. I don't know. I've been buying so much stuff. So I'm going to get this thing in there and see how she fits before we start cutting. So I did just jump on AMD's website. I'm not super clear. Again, I just read this really quick. It looks like they're calling this a transmission tunnel performance style. So I think that is what I ordered. Is it's kind of like a four-wheel drive high hump, but it's for the trans swap is what I'm reading. So this truck's an 86. Some of the earlier 81s, it says you have to reshape the back of the floor pan, but we shouldn't have to. I'm sure we're gonna have some reshaping to do, but honestly, it fits pretty good. I'll just have to kind of figure out where we want to trim and then where we want to put bolt holes. Let's get this thing marked up. So I got the outside perimeter just dotted off, and then I just measured in 1.25 inches, which just happened to be the width of my ruler. What I like to do is take a hole saw. I'm gonna hole saw the corners first. That'll give me a nice radiused edge where we're cutting, so it's not a hard edge that looks cut. Take my saber saw, it's just a little reciprocating saw, and I'm gonna start in that hole and I'm gonna work my way around and cut all 4 of these lines out, and then this dude will be out of the way. That's a big hole. I picked this up just for this. Just a Ingersoll. I think they call them a saber saw or a reciprocating saw or a body saw. I like using something like this better. Actually, I threw away my other one because I never used it. Could have used it. But I like this better than a grinder because you're not throwing sparks. So if you have interior in here or glass like I do, you don't want sparks in here because those sparks will melt into your glass and then you're screwed. Just cleaned up the paint marker I had on there. Hopefully you guys can see this a little bit better, but so you can see how this is a nice radius now instead of like a hard corner. Hole saw your corners first. That gives you a nice edge. We'll put this guy in, and you can see where I've kind of laid out where I think my bolt holes should be. And yes, I'm putting bolts in this. And then I'm gonna put riv nuts in the floor so I can easily remove this if I need to. And I like the riv nuts better than screws because I can cinch this flange down tighter, and then I don't have sharp screws sticking through the bottom of the floor. I just think it looks a little more factory. So I can roll through this, have no burr, punch all my holes. I'll use this a lot on rust repair. Obviously bolt holes. As long as I can get a big enough hole, I think the biggest, at least with this set, is it's 9/32, which is what's in here. That's 32nd bigger than a quarter. But actually, I'm surprised that these aren't pre-punched and have, I think that would be my only gripe about this from AMD, is like the earlier ones for like the 67 and 72s, they already have mounting holes in it, just like the factory. And around the edge is like a stamped bead roll almost to kind of strengthen it up so as you tighten it, you know, nothing's bending. It helps bring all the material together. Now, I got it all set where I want it. I can mark out all my holes on the floor now. All right, so I just want to show you a quick demo if you don't know what a riv nut is. So this is a riv nut. This one goes in a drill. There are like big plier looking ones, which I have those too, but they can be hard to get under like the dash and stuff. So this riv nut just threads on to the tool. There's some setup in the tool, but it's really not that hard. And then just put in your drill. The drill one's way faster. So put on low speed, but if you can see it, it's just like a rivet. So I just grab this, smashes it, and then the sheet metal would be right in between there. So super easy. Smashes it down like that. It's got little knurls on it, so it can't spin on there. Finally, today's the day. We're getting the engine out.
But wait.
Doesn't look like much on the ground, I guess. I think there's a lot of parts in there though. So we've been collecting parts for this thing for months now. And I'm just gonna go over some of the stuff that we have. We've got a Brian Tooley Racing V2 Stage 3 cam. I wasn't gonna do a cam. I was like, this thing makes 525 horse. But then I started looking at YouTube videos of LS3 engines with cams in them. And I was like, I gotta have that. And now's the perfect time to do it. So I went ahead and ordered up a cam. Holley stepped up big time and helped us out on this project. We've got all kinds of stuff from Holley. Fuel injectors, plug wires. What is this? Throttle body. We've got our front serpentine kit in here. Wiring harness, engine management, intake. I think there's more stuff in there too. Bellhousing, which we don't need yet, so it's not here. But let's get into the box. The story on this engine, and I may have told it before, is that when this truck lost a front seal in the transmission, we were stranded at the truck stop or roadside stop, and rest area would be the technical term. When we're stranded at the rest area waiting for a trailer to come to pick this girl up, of course the first thing I did was got on the old internet and was like, I don't want to fix this transmission, but what I do want to do is put LS3 in it. So I actually bought this LS3 from my local dealership. And I ordered it at like, let's say, I don't know, 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. And it was here at the dealership at 9 a.m. the very next day, Thursday. Like, they told me, oh, probably 2 weeks. One day, less than 24 hours. I got a freaking LS3, and I've never had an engine like this. All right, here she is. I honestly can't believe that you can buy a 525 horsepower brand new LS3 for this price. It's quite surprising. I mean, this thing is badass for what it is and the cost. So I'm super happy with the purchase. This is so we're gonna change out the oil pan to what are we gonna try? We're gonna try a 98 to 02 F-body oil pan. I recommend them for a ton of our LS swaps. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. It's a super affordable pan, brand new. They're like sub 200 bucks. But this place, Improved Racing, they make this killer bolt-in oil baffle with trap doors, baffles. I mean, this is a pretty slick piece. And if I'm gonna be slinging this thing around, the last thing I want is for this thing to starve for oil. So I thought this was a worthwhile investment to the cause to save on our engine when we're out there just beating the piss out of it. Motion Raceworks, stop down there. Motion Raceworks is actually like, I don't know, 3-4 buildings down the street from us. So ran down there one day. I figure while this thing's going in, they've got these badass anodized billet aluminum valley covers. So picked up one of those from the guys down the street. Pilot bearing for the old swap. What's in here? I don't remember. Who's this from? Tilton. Oh, this is probably our pressure plate, which we don't care about right now. Here's our clutch, which we'll get into later when we do the trans. Oh, Motion also sells this oil sensor adapter that'll bolt right onto their plate, so I picked that up. ICT billet coil mounts, which I absolutely forgot to take these to the powder coater. And I'm supposed to be picking up powder tomorrow. Big bummer there. We'll drop them off. You gotta buy this kit to adapt the coils. More Brian Tooley Racing goodies. Oil filter. Oil. They recommend 0W40. It says supercar on it. So that's cool. I don't know, that's just the oil they recommend. Is that it in here? That's it. Okay. I think we'll start with the oil pan. All right. So this is the 98 to 02 Camaro F-body oil pan. I buy these off of eBay. Can you see that? Machined. And then the machining didn't touch there. And that hole is janked. Wow. Well, so much for talking good about these cheap ass oil pans. They do come with a gasket, which is good. Feels weird tearing apart a brand new engine, but this is hot rodding, right? I was gonna start with the oil pan. Then I realized the oil pan I had was not properly machined. Big bummer. Got another one of those on order. Not using an F-body pan. I'm actually using a Holley 302-2 pan on this one. They must run these things. Check for oil pressure. All right guys, got the Holley mid-mount system here, ready to go on our LS3.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving.
All right guys, it's been like 6 weeks since I've filmed anything on 8-ball. I'm here on a Saturday again. I have done little stuff to the engine, intake. I got a Motion Raceworks fuel regulator, did a little bit of line work. Holley oil pan and baffle, which you'll see or have seen. I don't know at this point. It's been a hot minute. But the engine's ready to go in, but I gotta get the transmission on. I gotta put a dial indicator on it, make sure the bell housing is centered with the crank and all that. I don't know, I gotta read the instructions yet. So that's gonna take a minute, but that's my main goal for today. But we did get all of the Brian Tooley Racing stuff in. We did the Stage 3 V2 cam from Brian Tooley Racing. We also did their push rods. We did valve springs, valve seals, and we did titanium valve spring retainers because race truck, and it was like 40 more bucks to do it. So here we are. But really I just gotta put these valve covers on. I gotta get all my coils on this side. I'm gonna get this thing off this engine stand today, and I'm gonna get the bell housing on from QuickTime Performance. Hopefully by the end of the weekend. I don't know, you know, maybe not. I'll have this thing stabbed in 8-ball, and that's gonna be huge. That's gonna feel really great. So I'm gonna get this valve cover torqued down, get these coils on. There's just, I don't know why, I'm excited about valve covers and these ICT billet brackets, and honestly putting coils on. And sometimes it's just like that, just like little, it's almost like finishing touches. It's a little motivating. So excited to get the other coils on. You know what, I might be more excited about just finishing this because I haven't been able to in like 2 months than putting the transmission on. So that'll be nice to get out of the box. Give us some more room on the old shelf because we've ordered a lot of parts in the last 6 weeks for future videos. So guys, this cherry picker was used by my dad in like the 80s. My grandpa This old girl has been around. I want to share this with you quick because it's super important for the longevity of your transmission. Is you got to put your flywheel on and then your bell housing on, no clutch. And what that allows you to do is to put in a dial indicator. This I got from Bowler Transmission. This is a plate that's machined. You put this in there, you rotate your engine around one rotation, and you have to be within a certain tolerance. If you're not, these dowels on your engine, you can get offset dowels. I've never had to do offset dowels. I just did a 71 with a T56 from Bowler. This one's good, so now I can pull this template off. I'll have to pull the bell housing back off, and then we can get our clutch installed. For clutch, I'm doing a Tilton twin disc. It's a ST246. There's a lot of options for clutches. I wanted something a little more lightweight, kind of selfishly, because I wanted this thing to like rev quick, which I called around a couple different places. Seems like lighter the clutch, kind of the less street manners it's gonna have. Don't quote me on this. I could be completely wrong. This is just what I remember. So I kind of went middle ground. I went twin disc, chrome Holley flywheel to try to shed some weight. And then this is like a billet aluminum case instead of like a stamped steel case, which is gonna save me weight too. So I think this is gonna be a good setup. If not, we'll pull it out and we'll put a different one in there, but I think this is gonna be good. Don't forget your freaking pilot bearing in there, okay? I didn't do it on this one, but I've definitely done it before, okay? Which is not fun. So don't forget that. Read the instructions. Trans time. Looks cool. That's okay. Oh gosh. We got a trans. Let's talk about it. Can you see it? So with a lot of things on this build, we call it Jesse, Level 7 Motorsports. I said, Jesse, I need a transmission, brother. And this is what he sent me. So Jesse works with Bowler Transmission, which I have also in the past on Orange 71 in the background. So far, big fan of them. The Orange 71, we just bought the whole kit from them. This time with Jesse, we just ordered the transmission because honestly, I can get a lot of these other parts cheaper by being a dealer. So yeah, T56, don't remember what I even got. It's been about, wow, it's probably been 4 months, maybe 5 since I bought this. I think I got this before I even got the engine. You know, because we broke down with a bad automatic transmission. So yeah, but this dude should be awesome for us. I think it's just like their base T56 Magnum. Nothing super fancy. We don't need it. We're a bunch of amateurs, so. But you can send these in and you get them upgraded with all kinds of stuff, I guess. I mean, the sky's the limit from what I understand on their website. But I think we're ready. Put this old girl on. Okay. Sure, let's just do it. A little nervous. Oh my God. I really want to pick this thing up again. Okay. And oh. No. Oh, she's going in. So it's been a week, all right? And I struggled with getting the transmission in. Couldn't figure it out. There's a lot of words said. A lot of things thrown. Come to find out, I'm just an idiot. When I ordered the pilot bearing, I ordered one for an LS3, which we have, but I didn't think about the LS3 came with a TR6060 trans, not a T56. They're two different pilot bearings. So here we are with my bread this morning. I got a new pilot bearing. We're gonna make some progress today. Feeling good about it, okay? So this is how projects drag on and on and on. Well, that's okay. We're here to learn, right? So I'm gonna get this guy out and I'll get the new one hammered in, and then we'll put all this back together, which shouldn't take that long because I've already done it like 3 times now, trying to figure this out. So it shouldn't take too long, and we'll get this dude shoved in the truck finally. Just in case some of you guys haven't ever heard about this trick. I don't have they make a special puller for this. I don't have one. So all you do is you take bread, shove it in there. You take a rod and you shove that in there. And the bread won't harm anything. It's just bread. It'll actually compress in there as you hammer it in, and it will push the pilot bearing out. It takes more bread than you think. There's an entire slice in there right now. Oh, I haven't eaten any. It's just in the hole. That's it. One pilot bearing removed. One tasty snack. So got the new one. Always buy the GM pilot bearing, okay? Don't skimp out and get the cheap one. This thing is buried between the engine and transmission, and I never want to have to pull a transmission for a like $30 bearing, okay? So this is the one I had in there. It's the bigger diameter T56 Magnum, small one. It sits farther in the crank than the TR6060 one. The TR6060 one basically sits flush with the back of the crank. This guy goes in there farther, so you have room for the input shaft of the T56 Magnum. Make sure you get all your bread out of there too. And then, to install these, I'm sure they make a tool for it. Yeah, I'm sure they do, but they also make these sockets. The only thing you want to do is there's an outer case, if you will, and then there's like an inner case, okay? The inner case is holding the needle bearings in. Don't pound on the inner case. Find a socket that is almost as big as the diameter of your pilot bearing. Make sure you're pounding on the outer case, and she'll go right in for you. You don't want to screw up those needle bearings. That's it. Now the transmission will fit. Guys, a little shameless plug. If you've been following around this 8-ball build we've been doing on YouTube, we now have shirts. 8-ball shirts, red, white, and blue. Okay? Taz over at Good Sir Designs did the design for us, and then Casey Harris over at Harris Art Company, he got us the shirts. Okay? He does all of our merch now, and phenomenal, both of them. Highly recommend both of them. But new shirts on the website. We also have these same designs in hoodies, just like our Good Times tee and hoodie. These are our new 8-ball tee hoodie. Get you one, help support the old 8-ball project, get us on the racetrack. All right, but anyways, back to this stuff. I really hope this thing isn't a complete nightmare again. I did have some issues before I figured out the pilot bearing of just getting the input shaft through both clutches, because there's a gap between both friction discs, sure. And they send you a plastic freaking install tool, which, yeah, sure. But put a little bit of anti-seize on the input shaft this time. I'm hoping that's gonna help me a little, at least. I also had a guy here last weekend that ended up fighting this with me. So now I'm just one man today. It's so much easier. Oh, that actually went probably how it was supposed to the first time. Still heavy. Still a pain in the butt, but we got it. I know. Don't use the bolts to pull it in, Taylor. I'm only one man. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna use the bolts. Before we put the motor in, put our motor mounts on. If you don't know what we do here at TinWorks is we manufacture chassis suspension products, engine swap parts for your 1960 to 1998, and we only do Chevy trucks. No Fords. This is one of the products that we make, these are called our adjustable motor mounts. These just bolt right to your engine. If I can find the bolt hole, there it is. This thing keeps swinging on me. These just bolt right to your engine, and they will also bolt to your factory mount on your frame rail. We'll also include a bolt that goes through here. But these are great because you can slide the motor back and forth. In this case, we're going to try to slide it as far back as we can without having to modify the firewall to get a little bit better weight distribution. So I'm just gonna hand tighten these for now. That'll make it easier for me to get them on the mounts that are on the frame. Then once they're bolted down, we can just literally slide the engine forward or backwards wherever we want it. Then we can tighten them up. This one's a little stubborn. So before we slide this thing in, I just want to take a quick second, go over this combination front to back. So that way there's no questions on what is it, Taylor? Okay, transmission, Bowler transmission, what is it? It's a T56 Magnum. Called up Jesse at Level 7 Motorsports, said, hey Jesse, I need a transmission. He said, I got you, brother. He spec'd us out a transmission, and we had this shit from Bowler. Bellhousing, we did the quick time. There's scatter proof, whatever. When the clutch goes kaboom, it doesn't cut you in half. I did go back and forth a lot on this, whether or not I wanted like the factory aluminum one or this one. At the end of the day, we may have some other guys driving this thing. And I don't want anybody to get hurt because I wanted to save a couple $100. So we called up Holley. Holley owns QuickTime. Got with them, got their Bellhousing for that. The engine itself, we got directly from GM. It's a LS3 525 horse version. We got a Holley oil pan on the bottom. We did also do the Holley, it's got like a trap door system in the sump. Did that just to try to keep oil from getting out of control under there. Cam, we did a Brian Tooley Racing Stage 3 V2. We also did their push rods, their trunnion upgrade, their titanium spring retainers, their valve springs, all that goodies. Intake, we got a Holley intake on here, the split version. Holley injectors. We got a Motion Raceworks valley cover because they're right down the street from us and they're sick. Okay, spinner around here. On the front, we got a Holley serpentine setup. Best one on the market. It's tight, it's compact, it looks great. I love these things. ICT billet, coil mounts. We did powder coat in black. You guys should definitely offer them black. And then just stock AC Delco coils. And I don't know if you can see it up here, but we got a FluidWorks, which is also owned by Motion Raceworks. Their fuel pressure regulator. And then for a clutch, we did the Tilton twin disc with their chromoly flywheel in there. So hopefully it's a good combination, but I'm going to get this thing shoved in here because I cannot wait to see it in the engine bay. All of the aluminum and black accents with the black truck I think are going to look incredible. So I want to get this thing slammed in there. Get the air cleaner on, just get her looking right. It's going to be a huge, huge milestone for us today. So. Holy cow. Not too bad. I did have to kind of, you probably saw in the time lapse, I kind of had to angle the motor a little bit. I couldn't get enough, couldn't get the trans down low enough without it wanting to hit this front accessory system. You know what really sucks? It's putting this all on in the truck with the deal. I didn't end up lowering the front either. I just left it. Million things I could have done different and it would have been easier, but got it in there. No damages. It looks awesome. Don't have a trans mount yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the stock one and build a tubular one. Am I gonna put a frame stiffener in here? I don't think I'm gonna put a frame stiffener in here. I'm kind of going off the Pro Touring Truck Shootout rules. And per their rules currently, maybe I can argue with them a little bit, is if you put a frame stiffener in a completely stock truck, it puts you in the second to, I don't know how to explain that. It basically puts you right under the big dogs running full frames and stuff. Which I don't know if that makes sense to me because I could put a frame stiffener in a completely stock truck, stock, straight six even, stock height, stock everything. As soon as I put a frame stiffener in it, it takes me to that second to top class. So I don't know. It would be nice to put a frame stiffener in here because we make them. And we'd like to showcase our product, but I also don't want to go out and be running around with some dude who's been autocrossing for years, and here I am. I have zero idea what I'm doing, so I don't really want to do that, and then it not be fun because I'm a novice. I don't want to run with the guys that are good at it. So Don't know what I'm gonna do for trans cross member right now. I think I'm just gonna throw the stock one in for now and figure that all out later, but it fits awesome in here. Motor mounts from TinWorks fit like a glove. Okay. Curious to see if I can move back anymore. I can move back a little bit. I can come back about an inch. Do I have an inch? I have an inch in my motor mounts too. Right now I'm all the way forward, it looks like. You know, we left these loose so we could play. Yeah, I've got an inch to go back. And that would pretty much put you max back without messing with the firewall, it looks like. This head's gonna be close over here. Got almost an inch, so maybe we'll go like half an inch back just to make sure we have plenty of room. And then we'll call it there. I think it'd be a good spot. So excited though, it's in the truck. I'm gonna get this thing off. I wanna put the throttle body on. I wanna put the air cleaner on and make it look like something. A little reward for the months that we've been putting this thing together. So give me a little inspiration when I come over here and the engine's in and looking like an engine. So let's get that done. Slide this guy back, put our bits on. All right. I'm gonna end off the video here. Engine's in, transmission's in, and that is super exciting to me. I think moving forward, our next video, I'm gonna focus on all the systems that go with it. Fuel system, radiator cooling, I don't know, what else? I gotta put oil in the thing. Just try to knock out all these little things that are gonna go along with it. So lots to do there. But I think that's a good spot to just kill a lot of things off of the list in a hurry. So maybe even some wiring. Should I? Maybe a little. Maybe the engine wiring. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. I really appreciate you guys watching. The last couple of videos really done well, and I'm excited that you guys find this exciting as I do. So buy yourself some 8-ball merch, hats, whatever you like. Check out our website, tinworksfabrication.com, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.